Welcome to Pink Sock Podcast. I am your host, Mike Usnick, and I'm joined by Tony Two Toes, like normal. His internet's a little spotty, so where'd you go? You like disappeared before we went on, and
yeah, my internet shut out, so I had to go outside.
oh, you got pushed outside to the dog box.
Yep.
So we would like to thank our Patreons before we get this show on the road. This shit show started. Thank you, Gorak, whoever that guy is. Thank you, Hot Amy. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, David. And if you want to become a Patreon, you could visit patreon.com/official Mike Usnick. And I might be doing away with the whole Patreon thing because they take a percentage out and all that shit. But I'll see. I might keep it and use it for like stickers and shit and do things for the people. But it's hard to keep up with that. I applaud anybody that can keep up with that and the social media. But we'll see in the future what's going on. We do have stickers once you find them.
Yeah.
If you pay $1 for this Patreon, you'll get a shout out on the show. Now, I have the PayPal on the page. If you'd rather send money to our PayPal, let us know that's what it's for. You can send us the amount that's for the Patreon, and we'll give you the same benefits. For $5, you get a shout out on the show, and you also can get a personal thank you letter from us. And you get first dibs on topics of the show. And then for $10, it's pretty much the same stuff, except you get a private one-on-one chat, which we need to get on that. We need to get people on the show, but everyone's just too busy, and it fucking happens though. You look like a point of view for a porno. Like I feel like I'm like down.
This is what all the ladies see right there. That shot.
A bunch of bellies and disappointment. But we do have an announcement. Now, Tony, I don't think you'll be able to make it to this episode. This is the only time he was available. But we do have a special Halloween episode with Brendan Powers. He's the owner of Evil Pie and the Golden Tiki. The Golden Tiki is a very haunted location, and it is the last place that Vinnie Paul partied at before he tragically died. Brendan Powers also invented the rave movement in Vegas. He used to party with Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, fuck, he's still alive.
Yeah, he used to party with Hunter in the woods with a bunch of people. But we actually have a special announcement for this episode on what we call Monday Night Pink Sock, because we have the one, the only, finally, the Gorak has come back.
Hello.
Hello, the Gorak.
Going on, guys?
Well, you're starting to freeze up a little bit, Gorak. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fine, dude. You know, I got a fresh cut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
You shaved your balls for this. I mean, your head.
She tattooed some tribal on that thing.
On his head?
Mm-hmm. Like some Kerry King shit.
I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat. But yeah, you should get tribal shit on your. He should get like the Bam Bam Bigelow. So, guys, we're gonna jump into this since the $30 rock is here. It's normal for us to talk music. Let's talk about this Rock Hall of Fame because we were kind of ranting about it before we went on the air.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Shame.
the I'm gonna clear this up before we start tearing this thing apart. The building is amazing. It's great memorabilia. It's a great place, but the actual Hall of Fame itself is a fucking joke. And I've had
all right, let's just clear that up. Everybody at the Rock Hall is great, but the committee that votes and makes everything official needs to be hung in the street. You heard it here first.
But it's fucking crazy that some of the people that have been inducted before other people, like, it's fucking mad. And $30 rock.
Dude,
Anyway,
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the same people who would give Jethro Tull a medal award over Metallica.
it is true. Like, I find it crazy though. This year was the first year. Now they've been eligible for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, Funky just said The Rock is the most followed man in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
Really.
I believe that. But the Rock Hall has this year, not the first time they've been eligible. They've been eligible for a while because in order to be eligible for the Rock Hall, you have to have been 25 years after your first album's fucking released. And then the committee fucking picks the bands, and then some 100 rock, 1,000 rock experts then pick what bands, and then they vote on which ones are. It's a long process. But Motorhead was finally nominated for the Rock Hall and got snubbed for Notorious B.I.G.
How does that work?
That committee should be beaten to death with Lemmy's bass.
How can you do that? Like, I like rap a little bit. Yes. Does rap art belong in all? That's debatable, but I think yes, certain ones should at least be given a chance. But the fact of the matter is you do not take somebody who is not really, rap's considered a form of rock, but you don't snub an actual founder of like certain genres of music just for a rap artist, if that makes any sense. Like, it's fucking stupid.
The one group that I made an exception for was the NWA because like that embodied everything about like rebellion back in the 90s. So like I kind of get that one, but
you know who else got snubbed?
Come on now.
You know who else they picked Notorious B.I.G. over?
Who?
Fucking Thin Lizzy was nominated.
Yeah.
Soundgarden was nominated. Judas Priest was nominated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sore over that one.
Judas fucking Priest and Motorhead did not get inducted. Now, I might sound like I'm bitching because there was bands that got inducted this year that did deserve it. Like the Doobie Brothers, but why did it take this fucking long to induct the Doobie Brothers?
It took until 03 to get AC/DC in. Are you kidding me?
It took till 01 to get fucking Aerosmith in there.
And 09 to get Metallica.
Aerosmith has been eligible since like what, the 90s?
And then after that, you got Alice Cooper and Kiss that came on later on as well. So
Alice Cooper wasn't inducted until I think 2011.
yeah, and then Kiss was not long after that.
2015, I think.
Yeah.
Kiss was inducted around, I have the list right here of all the inductees. Kiss was inducted in 2014 with Nirvana, Peter Gabriel, Hall & Oates, Linda Ronstadt, and Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens.
Yeah. Now, here's a fucking tragedy. Stevie Ray Vaughan did finally get inducted into the Rock Hall. But he was inducted around the same year as Nirvana.
Is Van Halen in?
Is Van
Yeah.
Halen, and I do believe they are.
They
Yes,
got in, but David
Yep.
Lee Roth didn't turn up.
Yep, they got
Eddie
inducted.
Van Halen, no.
Yeah, they got inducted in 07. David Lee Roth didn't turn up though, like
That
he
doesn't
said.
surprise me, man.
They were inducted by Velvet Revolver.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now that you said Velvet Revolver, is Guns N' Roses in?
Yes,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is in, and here's the fucked up thing. From what I've read, Axl Rose says he didn't want Slash to be there, and guess what the band did?
Hmm.
The whole band showed up, and they told Axl not to show up. So,
And Miles
I mean, he would have
Kennedy
showed up like
performed.
2 hours late anyways, so.
yeah, and Miles Kennedy sung for Guns N' Roses for the whenever they were performing.
Yeah.
See you later.
Just like 2 songs.
Was Guns N' Roses inducted with both drummers, or was it just one?
I think it's just the one.
No, they got both. Gilby was
Oh, they got
there.
both?
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses was inducted with Steven Adler, Duff McKagan, Dizzy Reed, Axl Rose, Slash, Matt Sorum, and Izzy Stradlin. So yeah, both
Oh,
drummers.
shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
But Gilby didn't get inducted. He just performed.
Yeah, Gilby wasn't really. He was a major role in Guns, but he wasn't like the guy that. He wasn't a huge impact in the band, but yet he was. If that makes any sense. Like
You know who's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
who?
Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne. Technically, he is due to Black Sabbath, but he isn't. But guess for the solo shit. But guess who is in the Rock Hall of Fame? Not once, not twice, but fucking 3 times.
Dio?
Eric Clapton, Ronnie James Dio ain't even in the Rock Hall of Fame, I don't think.
Get the fuck out. Really? Dio's not in there?
Nope.
Nope. Well, nope. Dio has not been inducted yet. Yeah, none of his bands have even been nominated.
That's a crime against humanity.
But if you want to get really pissed off, Dio hasn't been nominated yet. But in the Hall of Fame 3 times for 2 different bands and his solo career, Eric Clapton.
I mean, it is slow hand, so.
Yeah, but Eric's in there for the Yardbirds, which is a very influential band. They deserve to be in there. He's in there for Cream, which is an influential band. They deserve to be in there. And his solo career. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in there 3 times, but you have these other artists that should fucking be in there. That's not.
That's what, dude. That's why I have the theory that Pantera will never see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right?
They are, to this day, the heaviest band to debut #1 on the Billboard in 1994, and no one's beat it.
Right?
And they won't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've already come to grips with that.
Do you think that the reason why Ozzy has been snubbed for his solo career is because if you've noticed, a lot of solo artists are either pop artists that don't play instruments, it's just like backing tracks, or are people that play instruments like Eric Clapton? Do you think Ozzy's being snubbed because he don't play an instrument?
Maybe.
He's just a singer.
Maybe, but dude,
But
Ozzy Osbourne's solo stuff is like arguably one of the most influential metal acts of all time.
yeah. Do you know who else isn't in the Rock Hall that should be? Blue Oyster Cult's not in there yet. Arguably, when it comes to heavy metal, the godfathers of heavy metal, and it's not mentioned that much with them, is Blue Oyster Cult, Black Sabbath, and them guys. Blue Oyster Cult's not mentioned that much when you think of godfathers of heavy metal because they weren't that heavy, but they were in
Oyster Cult, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, the blues rock bands, and it's bullshit. They've been eligible since 1990s because their first album was 72.
Yeah.
Zeppelin's in it, I believe.
Zeppelin is in there, I do believe. Let me double
Dude,
check.
honestly, that would be really ridiculous if Led Zeppelin wasn't in.
I think they weren't inducted till later. I don't
96.
think. Let me double check. I had it up, and then for some reason my computer X'd out of it. I got it up again. Led Zeppelin was inducted in 95.
95, close.
Nah, ain't so bad.
They were inducted when they became eligible.
Well, I mean, when did Bonham pass away? Was it like the 80s?
Bonham died in
Would have been the 80s.
It would have been the 80s, yeah, but the exact date is 1980. He died at the beginning of the 80s.
Yeah.
Now, there are artists in the hall that I feel should have been inducted sooner than they were. Like a lot of them.
Oh, like AC/DC? They should have been inducted in, like, I don't know, the 90s at least.
Yeah, AC/DC is the argument. Paul McCartney, he wasn't inducted till 99.
Here's the thing. What album are they really defining this criteria for? Is it the first one or is it the most critically acclaimed one?
Nope. Artists become eligible for induction 25 years after the release of their first record.
The first major label record, because arguably Pantera released one in 83, but no one gives a shit about the glam metal.
The way that it sounds is it's not the first commercial album. It's just their first release ever.
Oh, Pantera should have been eligible years ago then.
Did you hear about what the Sex Pistols did? That's fucking hilarious. They became eligible. They accepted the nomination. They didn't show up. Instead, they gave them a letter to read, and they called them the piss stain in the music industry and all this other shit. And one of the people that was a member of the Rock Hall had to read this out loud.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point they're all privy to how the heavy metal scene feels about the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame.
And that's the punk scene, and they're more vocal about it.
Yeah. Their whole thing is not giving a shit. So
here's the handwritten response to the Rock Hall from the Sex Pistols. Hold on, I'm scrolling down. Next to the Sex Pistols, rock and roll and that Hall of Fame is a piss stain. Your museum, urine, and wine. We're not coming. We're not your monkeys. And so what? Fame at $25,000 if we paid for a table, or $15,000 to squeak up the gallery, goes to a nonprofit organization selling us a load of old famous congratulations. If you voted for us, hope you noted your reasons. You're anonymous as judges, but you're still music industry people. We're not coming. You're not paying attention. Outside of the shit stem is a real Sex Pistol.
Wow.
Let's talk about the Sex Pistols, though. They are one of the most
like punk rock.
Sex Pistols is one of the most influential punk bands ever, and they only had one album.
Yeah, just ask Ashley; he'll tell you.
Yeah, they only have one fucking album. One.
That's all it takes, man.
And they were only a band. Their original run was like 5 years. Yeah, they weren't around very long.
Yeah, it only takes the one album.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, they're the most influential punk band. You'd think maybe like a second album. No, one. That's all.
Oh, like the Ramones and stuff.
Oh, they had. So, is there other bands that you think should be in the Rock Hall that isn't?
I mean, other than the ones we've named,
Megadeth.
Yeah,
Gorak has a point.
They should get in for Rust in Peace all by itself.
Yeah, definitely. That album was a masterpiece out of the 90s.
How about Duran?
That was the one album all thrash metal heads were just like, okay, Metallica sold out with the Black Album. Rust in Peace kicks ass, though.
No, it's weird because even Megadeth's Sellout album wasn't bad. Risk was not that bad of an album.
It sure was a risk to make.
It was, but it wasn't like Saint Anger. It wasn't that bad.
That was a big risk.
Talking about that bad album, everybody's jumping on this whole like, oh well, what about Miley Cyrus doing a Metallica covers album? Finally, something that'll be worse than Saint Anger, and I'm just like, yeah, and Lulu doesn't exist. Come on.
Lulu is a bad fucking album, a horrible fucking album.
Lulu almost got me fired from my job at Walmart. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah.
A Metallica album almost got me fired because this guy came in, he seen my Metallica tattoo on my hand. He's like, hey man, did you get that Lulu CD? How is that? And I'm like, don't buy it. It's a shit show. Like I said that right in front of my boss. And I'm like, I'm not gonna sell that to him. It's shit.
But you reckon you could see other metal bands like Testament and like Death Angel and Slayer in there?
I don't see Testament making it. Sadly, I do love Testament.
Did
I
Slayer
don't.
ever get in? I doubt it.
Slayer's not in yet. They weren't
Yeah.
even nominated yet. I don't think.
They should
But
get in for Rain and Blood all by itself.
right,
Yeah.
they should also get in because they are the first ever, like, they're this huge fucking name, but they never had radio play. They never had like any help.
Dude, aside from Pantera, Slayer is the only band that you could wear a shirt of Slayer, walk around somewhere, and randomly at least one dude's gonna be like fucking Slayer, and then like that'll be the end of the conversation. That's the only band that does that.
Right? Well, back in the 90s, there was Metallica. Fucking Metallica. Do you, going away from metal a little bit, how about Duran Duran? They're not in yet.
That's fucking pretty cheap. Is Frank Zappa in? Zappa's got to be in.
Zappa's in.
Got to be in.
He's in. It was a very iffy thing for a while, but he got in 95.
You know who else I think should get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if he's not already in?
Who?
And I think you'll agree with me on this. Weird Al.
Weird Al should be. Weird Al was never nominated.
He should be in.
That'd be cool.
They never even nominated him.
He'd be the only guy that gets nominated solely because of his covers.
They're not even covers, they're just parodies of this. But there's an argument people are like he should be in because in the 80s, if he parodied your song or even now,
oh, that was an honor.
You fucking made it. Even Michael Jackson asked him to cover shit. Well, parody shit. Like, what?
Just eat it.
Isn't it weird that Kiss got inducted, but they didn't perform with their band?
It doesn't surprise me. None. There's a bunch of assholes.
Like, they're like,
hey, I agree. Ace Frehley was so bummed out.
Right?
He wanted to perform, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, Did they wear the makeup? Because I didn't watch that induction. I just remember hearing about it.
I don't think they did. No.
It's kind of funny. That band is so weird. It's like in the induction, they're all, happy, talking nice things. When they're off, it's like they're bad, talking shit at each other again. Like,
and here's another thing I want to touch on. I know I've been hitting the Pantera button a lot, but it'll be sad is if Pantera ended up getting in and the only person left alive at that point would be Phil Anselmo. That would probably be the single most depressing shit I would ever see.
Right? You want to know what's fucked up? The Beatles.
No,
they get inducted because I know they're in.
They're in, but it took until 1988 to get in.
Ooh.
And it took until 89 to get the Rolling Stones in.
When did the White Album come out?
The White Album came out in fuck. Hold on. I thought it was like 66 maybe.
Because it's either going to be that album that they base it on or the Yellow Submarine.
68. The White Album wouldn't have been the one that they would have based it on because Sgt. Pepper's came out a year before that.
Because, it almost seems as like the 25-year thing doesn't really matter too much for them to get the nomination. I think it's more like their most influential record out of the bunch is what they kind of aim it at, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, but with the Beatles, their debut album was big.
No, I know. But then Sgt. Pepper's came out, and then the White Album came out. The White Album is like the gold standard.
Here's another disaster: is the Who didn't get inducted until 90.
Jesus Christ.
1990, and Jimi Hendrix didn't get inducted until 92.
Oh God.
That's a felony.
What? What the fuck? The fuck? And then you have What's another one that didn't get in?
Jimmy didn't get in until 90. What do you say, 92?
92. He was inducted with the Yardbirds. Grateful Dead didn't get in until 94.
Hey, me and you should hop in the car, go to Cleveland, and hold that committee under citizen's arrest for that shit.
Right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Not letting Jimmy in until 92?
What is wrong with
you?
Like, that's a fucking, like...
I almost don't even think it should be a vote. I just think it should be like, okay, yeah, you're in.
Not
obviously.
The Eagles didn't get in until 98.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
I knew you'd get all pissed.
Yeah, because even that was a tumultuous time, because I think that was around the same time that lawsuit was going on.
Yeah. A weird year, because I feel all these people deserved the Hall of Fame, but it's weird the people that got it. In 2001 was a weird year for the Rock Hall. Because you had Aerosmith, Solomon Burke, the Flamingos, Michael Jackson, Queen, Paul Simon, Steely Dan, Richie Valens.
Hey, Queen got inducted, right?
Yeah, Queen got inducted with Michael Jackson.
Okay, so who did the acceptance?
Who did the accept?
Was it that the lineup they got now with Lambert singing, or
no? This is 2001 Queen.
Oh, okay.
And was it Paul Rogers in there?
It was Paul Rogers of Bad Company.
Yeah.
Which I loved that lineup because he didn't try to sing like Freddie Mercury. He's like, I'm not fucking Freddie. Like, I'm not.
No one's Freddie.
No one at all. I'm trying to see. The Ramones didn't get inducted until 2002.
That's a shame.
Right?
And I know there's a lot of people that don't like the Ramones, but I do.
Fucking Buddy Guy, a god of a blues player, didn't get in until 2005.
Just for shits and giggles, when did Chuck Billy get in? I mean, not Chuck Billy, but
Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry, yeah. Chuck Berry, sorry.
He got inducted the first year of the Rock Hall of Fame. He was the first person inducted.
Well, I mean, it's only rightfully so.
Yeah, he was inducted before
he invented rock and roll.
He was inducted the same year as Elvis Presley.
That's cool.
It was Chuck Berry, James Brown, Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Fats Domino, the Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, Elvis Presley.
That's a fucking hell of a class.
That's the first class, and it went downhill ever since.
Yeah. Like, see, that kind of stuff is what they should keep doing.
Right?
Like the obvious ones.
Yeah, like ones that deserve it. And I think it's perfect that Chuck Berry got inducted first because Elvis Presley
created rock and roll, bro.
Yeah, Elvis Presley is a controversial subject because I think Chuck Berry's the king of rock and roll, not Elvis. Because Chuck came first.
Let's just face it real quick. Elvis is only the king of rock and roll because he's a white man who can shake his hips and play the guitar at the same time.
Yep. If you want to see Chuck Berry influence, as weird as it sounds, watch AC/DC.
Yeah.
That duck walk that Angus does, that's a Chuck Berry move.
Yep.
Chuck Berry invented that shit. Now, let's go away from the Rock Hall real quick because I got something kind of fun for us to do. Are you guys familiar with the Mandela Effect?
No.
No? It is when a bunch of people misremember the same thing. Most Americans will misremember the same thing. And it's named after Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela died in... I don't want to get my facts wrong. Nelson Mandela died in 2000... I know it was in the 2000s, 2013, but a lot of people think he died in prison in the 1980s or 1990s. So they called it the Mandela Effect. Well, here's some of the things that people misremember, and I'm going to see if you guys can name which one of these things is the correct thing. Okay.
Okay.
Is it Jiffy peanut butter or is it Jif peanut butter?
Jeff.
Gorak, do you know?
No, but I'll go with chip.
It is Jif peanut butter. You guys got that one right. How about Looney Tunes? How do you spell Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes. That 2 O's.
Is it Looney Tunes like the first one or the second one?
The one on the left.
What do you think, Gorak?
Yeah.
Dude. Nope.
No.
Looney Tunes is actually spelled Looneytunes.
Oh.
You've just been
What,
Mandela
like a
Effect.
song?
Yeah. Like you guys have been Mandela affected. Let's try something else. Curious George, did he or did he not have a tail?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Tony?
Yeah, I'll go with yeah. Yeah.
Wrong.
No.
Curious George never had a tail.
Oh.
Really?
Is it Sex and the City or is it Sex in the City?
Sex and the City.
And
It is, and it's never been in. Febreze. How do you spell Febreze? Is it Febreeze, or is it only with one E?
2 E's.
How about you, Greg?
The left.
It's the one on the right.
No shit.
It's the one on the right, yes. Is it Oscar Mayer Wiener or Oscar Mayer Wiener? Is it OSCAR MEYER or is it OSCAR MAYER?
MAY.
The first one.
It's which one did you say, Tony?
The one.
Yeah,
on the
I
right.
said the first.
Tony says right, you say left?
Yeah.
All right, let's see who's right and who's wrong. My baloney has a first name, it's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name, it's MAYER. It's MAYER. It's the right.
Yay.
Fruit Loops. FUITLOOPS or is it FROOTLOOPS?
The left one.
I'll go.
It is the right one.
What?
It is the right one. Now, what's cool about this?
I blame Fruit Loops for America not being able to spell.
The reason why I'm doing this is because there's more, and I'm going to actually dive into that here soon. The Mandela Effect is a belief that everyone's misremembering things, either just because their mind's weird and everybody just misremembers shit, or alternate universes. We wake up in a completely different universe, but our mind remembers shit from the previous universe that we was in before. They believe that you can travel to different alternate universes through your dreams.
You know who suffers from the Mandela Effect?
Who?
Trump supporters.
Shut up. Now, here's more that's kind of fun. You are a Star Wars fan, right? Are all of us Star Wars fans? Was he all gold or did he have a silver leg?
Who's this?
C-3PO of Star Wars.
And which movie, though?
All of them.
I reckon all gold.
Nope. He actually had a silver leg.
Silver?
Yeah, he was like a hodgepodge of parts.
Yep, and yes. Another weird one is, you remember the show The Flintstones?
Yeah.
Spell it. Spell the name. You go first, Greg.
What was it?
Spell the Flintstones.
Oh fuck. Is it FLIN? We have to be an A at the end and an STONA? No.
Tony, you spell it.
FLINSTONES.
Both of you got it wrong.
Of course we did.
It is spelt FLINTSTONES. It is Flintstones, not the Flintstones.
Whoa.
Makes sense.
Gorak got it right, actually. Gorak got it right. Now, here's a weird one. Remember when we were in school and we were told when JFK got assassinated, how many people was in that car?
Him, his wife, and the driver?
Nope. The official police report even gets it wrong, I guess, because according to it, JFK was shot in the back of the head. The bullet fucking bounced, hit the passenger in front of him, whatever. There was actually 5 people in that car.
Well,
There was
4.5, technically.
No.
That was a good one.
The other half landed on Jackie. It's okay.
But there was Jackie, there was JFK, there was a guy in a bench seat in front of them, and then there was a passenger in the front and a driver. There was actually a bench seat in front of JFK.
Yeah.
I never remembered that. I remember in school I was always told the bullet ricocheted, hit the passenger, blah 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 blah. Now
The magic bullet.
Now that's an impossible theory. Think that there's a bench seat. Did you know? The movie Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
The most famous line. Does he say life is like a box of chocolates?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say life is a box of chocolates. No, this is just a misremembering of words. He says life was like a box of chocolates because he's reflecting on his life as he's telling this story. Star Wars, Luke, I am your father. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. All he says is, I am your father. He never says Luke.
Really?
Yeah, really. He doesn't say it. Rewatch it because the exact line, I might get some of it wrong, but the exact line is, Obi-Wan never told you the truth about your father. And Luke says, yes, he did. You killed my father. And he says, I am your father. He never says, Luke, I am your father. And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, mirror, mirror on the wall is never said. Mirror, mirror on the wall was never said in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She actually says, magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Depends on what porn parody you're referring to.
Oh, you still. You know that famous scene of Silence of the Lambs where Hannibal Lecter turns around and says, "Hello, Clarice."
Yeah.
He doesn't say that in the movie at all. He's never once said it in Silence of the Lambs. Now this is the one that really fucked with me because that's my favorite horror movie, and I rewatched it and I freaked the fuck out because I'm like, it's true. He never says it. In that questionable scene, he turns around and he says, "Good morning." He doesn't say Clarice at all or hello. Doesn't that give you a fucking headache?
Yeah, and just think that guy who played Hannibal Lecter went on to play Odin.
I don't want to hear about that. Here's another weird one. At the very end of We Are the Champions, Does Freddie Mercury sing "Of the World" at the very end of that song?
No.
No. A lot of people misremember that because he does that at the Wembley Stadium performance.
But on the studio recording, he doesn't.
On the studio recording, he does not.
Ah.
How about Mr. Rogers? We all grew up watching Mr. Rogers. I don't know about you in Australia. Did you watch Mr. Rogers growing up? No. Did you have like an Australian one, like Steve Irwin?
Yes.
Like, go die.
Yeah, it's called Crocodile
Crikey,
Dundee.
mate.
He comes out, "Corky, mate. We're gonna go to the little magical town, mate. There's all the snakes."
Australian Mr. Rogers just comes out and be like, "Well, this is a knife."
Mr. Rogers had the theme song. "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day to be a neighbor." But that's not the lyrics. "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood," which doesn't even fucking flow very well. But that's the lyrics. How about this one? This is something we all fucking know, but I guess some Americans misremember how many states we have in the United States. We
There's
have
48 continental states and there's 2 other ones. So 50 altogether.
50 altogether. Now, some people think we have 51 or 52 because
if you want to count Puerto Rico and shit, I guess.
Because we don't include Puerto Rico, we don't include Washington D.C., which we really should.
Washington D.C. is just a district.
Yeah, but it's still something we own. We should include the things that we own as states, but we don't. Sinbad, remember the comedian Sinbad?
Yeah.
Remember when he had that movie where he played a genie?
Unfortunately.
He never played a genie in any movie, ever.
What?
Ever. No, he's never been a genie in any movie, ever.
So what movie are we all thinking of?
We're all thinking of Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
When he was in Kazam.
Thanks for ruining my childhood.
You're welcome. I got more.
You remember that other Shaquille O'Neal movie that he played a superhero?
Uh-huh.
With like he just wore a big iron suit.
Did that actually get released? Because I remember hearing about it.
It did.
Yeah.
I had the VHS.
Oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Oh, here's another
thing.
thing.
The most campy movie I've ever seen.
Did you know that Smokey the Bear isn't his name? His name's not Smokey the Bear.
No.
It never has been. It's just Smokey Bear.
Smokey Bear.
Do you guys have a Smokey the Bear where you are at, Gorak? Or is it like Smacky the Frog? Or like,
I like that one. Don't think so, no.
Or is it like Crocky the Crocodile? Or like what do you have in Australia? Like you have this Australian crocodile that pops up. "Oh mate, only you can stop crocodile attacks."
That's so horrible.
Like, do you have anything like that?
No. Or I guess you can call it Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter. But like, yeah.
You know what's crazy? South America and Australia are like the only countries that come to mind where like everything in the wilderness is designed to kill you.
I only heard part of that. They're the only continents that do what?
Everything in the wilderness is designed to kill you.
True. How about when Mother Teresa was canonized? What year was that?
Mm.
It didn't happen until after she already died. She didn't become a saint until she was dead. So Mother Teresa was never a saint during her life.
No.
No, she became a saint in 2016.
Oh,
That's fucking weird.
It is weird.
Here's another one. Remember the Lindbergh baby that came up missing? Remember that at all? Well, there's this Lindbergh baby that came up missing, and a lot of people think the case went cold, but it actually, they found it. There's a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio's first Oscar. He actually
Wasn't the Titanic, was it?
No, it was not. He didn't win an Oscar till 2016.
Jesus, really?
Yep, Leonardo DiCaprio's first ever Oscar was not until 2016.
Wow.
oh yeah,
You
wait,
said
I
you
remember
would've
that.
got
I
one for
can't remember
Titanic.
the name.
Joe Embasher, Skippy the bush kangaroo.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But yeah,
That's
connects
that
it.
kangaroo that dude punched in that viral video.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, there was a video of a kangaroo having a dog in a headlock, and the guy came up to it and just punched him in the face and let go of his dog.
That kangaroo just stood there and was like, how dare you?
Kangaroos will box the shit out of you, man.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I'm pretty sure if a kangaroo kicked you, they'd kill you.
pretty much.
They'll beat the shit right out of you, dude. Like, so here's another thing I wanted to talk about that's kind of fucking crazy. How much would you guys pay for a signature of somebody who is historical that has died? What is the most that you think you'd pay for historical signature?
Depends.
Which leads to another question. Gorak, how much do you think you'd pay for historical signature? The most you'd pay?
I don't know, a lot.
All right, so
Maybe, I'll probably spend, if I had the money, at least 20 grand or something like that.
all right. Which leads to the question. What signature do you think is the most expensive? The most expensive signature of all time.
Jesus's.
Any?
Because it doesn't exist.
Jesus. No, the most expensive signature that actually happened right now, and I'm going to have you guys guess how much you think it is
Who?
George Washington's Act of Congress signature.
Really?
Yes. The second most expensive is Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation signature.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's over $1 billion.
Nope, not that much. Not that much, but it is expensive as fuck.
How expensive?
The George Washington Act of Congress signature is $9.8 million. The Abraham Lincoln Emancipation Proclamation is $3.7 million.
See,
Now,
this is the reason why people want to steal the Declaration of Independence.
right? Now, there are people on this list that are musicians that have the most expensive signature. The third most expensive signature is John Lennon's signed IP, the LP for the guy that killed him.
Oh, shit.
That is a third most expensive signature. It was the last signature he ever did. He signed the guy that killed him's LP. That signature sold, I think, on eBay for, do you want to guess how much?
A lot.
5 million?
You guys are guessing way too high on this one, but it's still a lot for a signature.
1 million?
Cut that by about half, and you're right.
500,000?
$525,000 is how much it sold for.
Oh
Jesus.
wow.
That's
Like,
bucket money.
the fourth, I mean, most expensive signature is Babe Ruth's baseball.
Holy shit. Let me guess, 475,000.
Close. Very close. Very fucking close. 388,375. No, that's fucking money. That's take my fucking money. Jimi Hendrix's contract is the fifth most expensive. They had his signature on a contract. We're getting down a little lower in price here. Jimi Hendrix's contract is $200,000. Now,
It was the least.
the most least expensive, like on the list. It's the list of 10 most expensive signatures. The least is John F. Kennedy's newspaper that he signed. You want to take a start? The JFK newspaper is $39,000. He's probably the least expensive dead president signature out there.
Jeez.
I found one that's interesting, but I don't know how factual this is, like if it's a real signature or not. But you guys grew up wrestling fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen Hart, as we know, he died at the Over the Edge pay-per-view.
Yep.
There is a guy that tried selling an Over the Edge ticket that was signed by Owen Hart. His claim is that he met Owen Hart before the pay-per-view and he signed this ticket for him. And then he ended up dying at the event hours later. I don't know if this is an authentic signature or whatever, but that signature did sell on eBay. I'm just not sure how much. But if it is real, that is the last thing this man signed. But yeah,
That's crazy.
So would you guys honestly pay that much for a signature if you had the money?
Hell no. I could buy so much more important shit with that money.
More guitars.
Oh, people even had a photo that was signed by Jesse James. That's expensive as fuck.
Oh, hey, can we talk about a hot topic? I guess as of today, Guitar Center missed paying a $45 million thing to the bank. So they're going to be claiming bankruptcy next month.
How do you forget that much money?
It's Guitar Center.
Why did they owe that much money to the bank? Is that like for the guitars or?
I think it's just business loan. I didn't get too much of the details, but
I'm thinking
they missed a $45 million loan payment, I guess. So they're going to have to declare bankrupt, like Chapter 11 or something, or Chapter 7 maybe.
Do you think that they forgot or they just couldn't pay it?
They probably can't because, like, the last few times I've been at Guitar Center, there ain't nobody in there.
Between that and the pandemic.
No, the pandemic didn't help anybody.
Andrews has a point. You can just buy a bunch of guitars for that much money.
Yeah, see?
Guitars and gear.
Even more.
So back on, since Tony loves talking about Pantera, I think he likes that band. Oh, hi Hannah. Thanks for joining.
About what band?
You've been talking about Pantera a lot today. I was wondering what you think about the Pantera tribute that's possibly going to happen with Zakk Wylde on guitar.
I mean, the one that they've been, saying that's possibly going to happen for I don't know, the past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Who would you have on drums?
Gene Hoglan.
Yeah,
How about Lombardo?
Yeah,
I'd be alright with that.
but I reckon Gene Hoglan would be the perfect fit.
It's got to be somebody who hits hard as fuck. Maybe Tom Hunting from Exodus. That'd be cool.
That'd be badass.
He's got a really unique groove to his music. So I mean, yeah, maybe Tom Hunting.
How about Ringo Starr?
With your 3-piece kit. The 3-piece or 4-piece?
It's just. Or how about Lars Ulrich?
Oh, no. Hell no.
Playing on that drum kit from fucking Saint Anger.
Just
You know
no.
what? I'm more. You know what? I'm going to say something controversial here because, like, they talk about guitar players, doing the tribute, and it's always Zakk Wylde this, Zakk Wylde that. I'm like, honestly, I'd rather see someone else do it.
Play the guitar.
Yeah, like
I think
like Wes Howe. Have you guys ever heard Wes Howe play Dimebag stuff?
He's really good.
That dude's a monster. And he doesn't have to do all that Zackism shit, the harmonics and stuff all over the place. Like Wes Howe actually do it exactly like Dimebag did it.
When we were talking about drummers, though, how about Portnoy?
Yeah, man. All right, cool. I'd be down with that.
I think he could do some Pantera shit. He's a hell of a drummer.
He does it all the time in Metal Allegiance, so I don't see why he couldn't.
Right? Plus, he has the fucking Dimebag fucking. Well, if we're gonna talk about people to play guitar, I'm trying to
It's gotta
think.
be Wes Howe, man.
I'm gonna go a little crazier with this since it's just a fucking fantasy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who I would have. Rob Flynn.
No.
Or since Phil's a hit or a miss, just have Rob Flynn singing the shit.
Rob Flynn and Phil Anselmo will never share the stage together ever again.
Did you hear about that, Gorak?
No, I haven't.
They did the dime bat. They did the dime bash, and Phil Anselmo thought it would be a smart idea to do the Nazi salute and yell "White Power." And fucking Rob Flynn was like, "Nope."
Before you get too far into that, do you know the backstory to why he did it?
I have no idea, but it's still fucked up that he did it at all.
And there were a few countries banned him or something like that.
Yeah, there was two dudes in the front row of the dime bash who were heckling Phil the entire fucking time. And he just did that to piss him off. On top of the fact that Phil was like belligerently drunk, as he fucking normally is. But
yeah, but still fucked up.
Yeah.
I know that. And he went on this big, huge apology tour. So, like, I give the fucking dude a pass.
Well,
I know he did his whole
part. I think that happened before the Australian tour because I've seen him play at some club with Have you guys heard of a band called King Parrot?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. They opened up for Phil Anselmo at a place in Sydney called Frankie's Pizza, and I went to that, and I thought Phil was amazing.
See,
he was good when I saw him with Slayer, but I've heard that he could be a hit or miss sometimes.
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
I think he can still do the heavy shit, but I don't think he could do like Cemetery Gates anymore.
He can't do the cowboy shit anymore.
No.
His vocal,
because his voice is pretty much shot when he that shit. Yeah. Have you ever listened to the actual Phil Anselmo and the illegal shit? Not when he does the Pantera stuff, but like their original stuff.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal.
Which one is it?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, like what?
Yeah.
That's like one of his only
I like
bands
Down?
other than Down that I really dig.
Right. With music though, when music makes a comeback, I think it should make a comeback in a big way. I think we should have bands reunite like fucking crazy when concerts are allowed back. Like fucking Led Zeppelin and like shit, just all fucking coming back just for that year. Just to make
And
up
Black
for the
Sabbath.
yeah, and Black Sabbath, just to make up for the shit that we
I'd
missed.
have to quit my job.
See ya.
I don't care where they play. If Led Zeppelin comes back, goddamn, I'm going.
Like, could you see like festivals like Wacken and stuff like that? Just like it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, like when concerts come back, we need all these bands to just reunite. Just fuck it. Put your egos aside. We haven't had concerts in 2 years. Fucking go. Go. Fucking Misfits. Fucking Led
I've gotten
Zeppelin.
screwed on seeing Megadeth like 3 separate times now.
Fucking bring back Megadeth with Marty Friedman. Fuck it. Just fucking bring back.
Did you hear the reason why they never did that reunion? By the way,
Why?
so it goes for Marty and Nick Menza at the time before he died. Unfortunately, that they were asking for way too much money. They want Marty Friedman in particular wanted to ride first class every fucking where he went. He was just asking for like these unrealistic things to be done in order for him to go, like, because he has an entourage of people for his solo band that he does, and they all need to be paid. So instead of just paying Marty, he requested that Marty's entire entourage and solo band were to be paid for the time that Marty would be missing doing the Megadeth thing. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's not going to happen. Like, Dave Mustaine ended up
Speaking of
telling
Megadeth,
his manager, he's like, I can't deal with this. Like, it's not going to happen.
if Megadeth, let's just, for instance, let's say Megadeth gets inducted into Rock Hall. Let's just say that it'll happen. What lineup?
The rest of the lineup, hands down.
Like,
I reckon Peace Cells. Why not?
or just induct everyone that's been in the band longer than 10 years and just call it a day.
Even the ones that got fired.
Yeah. Well, if they've been in the
There's so
band,
many people that have been in and out of that band, it's ridiculous.
well, people that have been a part of that band that actually influenced and shaped their career, not just people that was like, okay, let's
like
induct.
Chris Poland?
Yeah. But like not induct like Kerry King with them or people that's only been in it for a few days.
For a day or two.
What do you think about the fact that Dimebag Darrell was going to be in that band at one time?
I'm glad he wasn't.
Could you imagine though the fucking music they would have gotten out of that?
I can, but we wouldn't have Pantera, so
We would have, but it wouldn't have taken off when it did.
True.
Or
I couldn't listen to "I'm Broken" with Dave singing over it.
or past the cemetery gates.
Or 5 minutes alone.
5 minutes alone. I would love for Megadeth to release a Pantera covers album now. 5 minutes alone.
I would listen to that far beyond before listening to that Miley Cyrus Metallica cover album.
I'm not gonna listen to that.
I'm not gonna listen to that.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
I love Metallica, but I'm not gonna listen to that.
You know what we should get? We should get the album we all deserve. We need to get a Weird Al Yankovic Megadeth covers album.
You know, it'd be nice if it actually did happen.
What?
As if they did, and if Metallica did an album with Dave playing.
That would be awesome. Or
That
just
was a
song.
rumor. I think there was a rumor that was gonna happen at one point.
Yeah, at their 30th anniversary a while back, they did a jam together, and it was really cool. And then, like, they even had Rob McGovney there, And who
Yeah.
else? They had a bunch of other
And
people
all the
before
other
the Kill 'Em
original
All
guitar
days.
players as well.
Yeah.
Did you see when the Big Four performed "Am I Evil" together? That was badass.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
You know what's weird though?
What?
Watch that video of them playing "Am I Evil" and the one band you figure would be playing with them isn't
Which one?
Slayer.
Slayer
Yeah.
was playing, kind of. Wasn't Lombardo on drums?
Lombardo was, but nobody else.
Yeah, Tom Araya and Hanneman and stuff like that went in there.
I don't think I could hear him though. Tom singing fucking "Am I Evil"? Am I evil?
Yeah, but
Well,
like that's
he's
the
not
most
his head
evil
into-
band out of the big four that didn't play "Am I Evil." It just like makes no sense. It makes about as much sense as Metallica not playing "Trapped Under Ice" when they played in Antarctica.
Right, and I think it's cool though if you listen to that, hearing for the first time James Hetfield vocals and Dave Mustaine vocals together.
Yep.
And then the random Joey, nothing more than the dice day by day.
I got one for you guys. Like the big four, like who do you reckon is your next big four? Like in thrash?
In thrash or just the big
Exodus,
four?
Death Angel, Overkill.
Mm-hmm. Testament, Exodus, Death Angel, Venom.
Yeah. So I'll probably go.
Oh, you're gonna go
Exodus.
Venom, huh?
Because people argue Venom is black metal all day. But if it wasn't for Venom, we wouldn't have a Slayer. We wouldn't have any of these darker bands in thrash.
We
Because they
wouldn't
were.
have Metallica. Metallica was heavily influenced by Venom too.
So I would probably replace in your lineup Overkill with Venom. The rest would stay the same.
That's fair, I guess. I mean,
I love
Overkill is basically just like thrash metal AC/DC.
Who is your big four of metal? Not thrash.
Maybe it will be obviously Death Angel, because I'm a big fan of Death Angel. Testament, Overkill, and Exodus.
How now, since we did the big four of thrash, though, who would your big four of just metal be? Like the metal genre?
I don't know.
Mine would be Black Sabbath. You gotta have Sabbath.
Yeah.
Sabbath, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and I'm gonna throw in Blue Oyster Cult.
All British bands.
That's metal. Name me an influential American early metal band.
Metallica.
Early, like the early days of
very
metal.
early.
Metallica was thrash, like the early, like the same era as Sabbath and shit. Name me
You're saying
one.
big four though. So who would be the biggest four bands in all of metal?
Oh, the biggest names would be, you would have to go with Priest. You'd have to go with Maiden, because those are big metal bands.
Pantera, maybe? No?
Pantera, yeah, for what they was, yeah, and Metallica. Because Metallica is just a huge name. They're just, you can't go around it. Even if you love them or hate them, Metallica put metal back in the mainstream and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Metallica's the
a lot
only
of
reason metal's mainstream to begin with.
well, you can argue Judas Priest too.
Yeah.
Judas Priest was like the Metallica of their era.
Mhm.
Like they put them on. Sabbath was even mainstream back in the late 60s, early 70s. When their first few albums came out, they were on the radio a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of metal bands though that aren't on the radio that's really popular, like Slayer and shit too.
Yeah, but the reason why Slayer's not as popular as they should be is because, Christians.
Yeah, well, you can say the same thing about Sabbath, but they're still on the radio. I think a lot of it has to do with lyrical content. Like Gwar. Gwar is one of the biggest bands in the fucking world when it comes to bands that aren't on the radio that people know about.
Oh, by the way,
Are
I
you still
mentioned
going?
before,
Huh?
Huh?
What?
They're still going
Yeah.
as a band?
What'd you? I didn't hear what you said, Greg. You froze. What'd you say?
Are they still going as a band?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guar
Oh,
just
wow.
released a new
Because
album
I've
a
met the
couple years ago.
lead singer a day or 2 days after he no 2 days before he died.
I was gonna
Alright.
say you met him 2 days after he died.
Yeah, I was gonna say after. Yeah. Dude, it's late.
That's one of
right?
those I'm taking a trip and not leaving my living room moments, if you know what I mean.
Because I still got my tickets signed by the band as well.
No shit.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I'd hang on to those.
That's badass.
Talking
You
about
probably
Gore, I signed a petition last night to have Robert E. Lee's statue replaced with Odorous Arungus. That's got to happen.
I can probably look for it. Like I know I think I've got it like in a box in my bedroom.
I only think one of those bands though. Guar's one of those bands that people know, but they can't name a song.
Fucking
Actually, I'll be right back. I'll find that ticket for you guys.
All right. Fucking an Animal's a good song. Grab it by its steers. Fucking an Animal. Or this isn't good for modern times, but they do have a song called Preschool Prostitute. That's fucked up. The thing about Guar though is there's a lot of people that know who they are but don't know their songs. There's a lot of people like that. They're like, oh, they're that alien band. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, I've always wanted to go out to the barbecue that they have.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Next time they have it.
Well, yeah, we're gonna be on the other side of the country though when they have it, probably.
Let's go. Fuck it.
Road trip.
It's in Virginia.
Yeah.
Is where the barbecue's at. The barbecue when the singer died. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
Why don't you frame it?
Yeah, I got heaps of stuff signed, but yeah.
Yeah, they're on their third singer now, right? They got rid of that one chick and now they're on the other dude.
With Guar's kind of weird because they don't really have a lead singer. It depends on the song. They've had like
you guys. Sorry, go.
They've had several singers, actually, various singers, depending on the song. Their current lead singer, if you want to call him the main lead singer, is the original Beefcake who sung on the song Sick of You, I think is the song he sung on. Like, he was their singer before he left the band, came back to Odorous. But yeah, they had a female singer. They had their manager actually sung for them a couple times. They had Odorous. They had a female singer before, like several times. Like, they've had a lot of people they've went through. What were you gonna say, Greg?
Yeah, the guitarist Rise Against, he played for Guar.
Yep. The current guitarist of Guar, lead guitarist, is actually the original guitarist of the band Cannabis Corpse.
All right. Yeah.
Not Cannibal Corpse, Cannabis Corpse. Which is a marijuana themed death metal band. Have you not heard of them, Greg?
No, it sounds like a tribute band or something.
They're not
Sounds like
actually.
a band I need to play in.
They're not though. They don't do parodies of Cannibal Corpse. They just use their name like that.
I like that.
But you should play for them. You should play for them, Tony.
I should.
Either them or Bongzilla. That's another marijuana themed metal band.
That'd be cool. Or
Bongzilla.
join that band Juju and just play like, jam band music, like Grateful Dead stuff.
That would be cool. How do they spell Juju?
Juju.
Is that named after the Alice Cooper song?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because Alice Cooper had a psychedelic type song by the name of Juju.
Dude, this band is crazy good, but it sounds like they're playing underwater, which is really trippy.
How long have they been around?
Huh?
How long have they been around?
I have no idea. I only seen them open for Mastodon a couple years ago.
So I'm eating some of the
That
best
was a
beef.
wild concert, by the way.
We aren't
That's
sponsored
cool.
by them, but I'm eating some of the best jerky in the fucking world. Jeff's jerky.
Doesn't surprise me that Mike loves eating another man's meat.
Listen, in the words of George Carlin, if it takes a load in the mouth to get a couple miles. Oh, we're already starting with the C word.
That word should be more popular, by the way.
That word's not as popular here as it is in the UK. Do you guys use that word a lot, Gorak?
What, the C word?
Yeah.
Yes, a lot. Even I say it at work.
You say it at work as you're like talking to a customer.
No, I'll say that to my to one of the chefs that normally is in charge.
That's fucking great.
I don't know why it's so offensive here, but it's like socially acceptable everywhere the fuck else.
I read somewhere, I don't know if this is in Australia or where it's at. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a news channel like at certain times of the day where they'll just fucking cuss and they don't care. Like they're like, oh, the weather's gonna be fucking awful. No,
maybe
like it is. I like that news channel.
No, to Jim with the fucking weather. And then there's this Australian news channel. I don't know if you know of it, Greg, but it is an Australian news channel where the women tell the weather and shit while stripping.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of like naked news.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Because they're creative like that.
Yeah.
Like, welcome down under. What the weather is the weather.
I guess after I'm going to be living with you over in Phoenix, I might as well get used to seeing that Austin Powers shit.
let me tell you what's going on down under. How bad is the weather where the fuck you're at? I'd start taking my shirt off and we got more viewers. Oh. It's still
the weather here.
I guess the C word is controversial in the UK. They just don't give a shit.
That's British people for you.
Naked. I love the word "see you next Tuesday," and it actually spells it. It actually spells it.
That's great.
I like that.
Phoenix just had a cold front go through, Mike.
What was it, 90?
It was in the 70s.
Yeah, I wish we had that cold front. Hey, what is the weather like over there, Gorak?
It's almost summertime here.
Do you guys ever get like snow or any seasons, or is it just all hot?
No, no, not in the state that I am at, but like other places, yeah, like Melbourne and Canberra.
Like, I'm not trying to seem stereotypical because I just seem like it's every time I see Australia, it's like hot as fuck.
Yeah, during summertime it does. Yeah, I think the hottest in here, the hottest where I'm at is probably 38 to 39 degrees, which is pretty hot.
I had a buddy that lives in a place where it's always fucking hot, and he messaged me. He's like, "It's getting cold." I'm like, and he's like, "It's like 60 here." I'm like, "Dude, it's fucking 45." I'm like, "Fuck you."
Wait until we go out to Phoenix and it's like 130 in the summer.
I'm moving. Get down there and be like, "This was a mistake. I'll see you, Tony." It was a good road trip.
Dude, we're going to leave here in the middle of the snow, in the middle of winter, get all the way over to Arizona, and it's going to be shorts and t-shirt weather.
I don't know. But it's almost that time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Friday, we have that special Halloween episode with Brendan Powers, who used to party with Vinny Paul, and He's partied with Hunter S. Thompson, and he's alive. I don't know how the fuck he managed that, but okay. And we've got the Gorak. The Gorak needs to return sometime soon.
Yeah.
Hell, if you want to talk to Brendan Powers, you could be our special guest co-host that episode.
I'll see if I can make it.
Since I was gonna try to make it on a Monday, but he's only free on a Friday, so we decided to make it a Halloween episode.
That's fine. I'll be at work.
Hey, get your phone and hide out in the fucking break room. Do you get breaks at your work?
Yeah, I get a morning break at 9:30, and then I get lunch at 12:30
Fuck, you'll be able to make it.
for a little bit.
Just randomly show up. But yeah, we got Brandon, and I'm going to log off of here soon. It was nice talking to you guys, and Thunder Cunt is Joanne Basher's favorite word.
That's the name of my old Burger King boss.
I think that should be the name of our band. Would you listen to us, Greg?
What's that?
We're Thunder Cunt. It's our new band. Would you listen to us?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Have our main song be a parody. Thunder.
Oh God.
Thunder Cunt. It was cold in the middle of a cemetery. I knew it was wrong, but there's no turning back. Dig up the grave. Open up the lid. Oh, there's no help for me. Hear the patrons. I've got that. Undercunt. I don't know how that song quickly turned into fucking necrophilia, but that went kind of solid quick. Special appearance by my Brian Johnson impersonation. Yeah, you got that thunder. That sounds like the clap. You've got that thunder. You got an itchy snatch.
You're talking about your ex-girlfriend like that, Mike.
Shut up. She's got that thunder snatch. You're itching them jewels. I'll give you that.
Just ask Steel
What?
Panther about that thunder snatch.
Oh, you shut the fuck.
I was listening to them the other day at work.
I love Steel Panther, but they gave me an itchy crotch.
Hannah gave you an STD.
Yeah, sounds like Gary. Let's do it. You've got that thunder cunt. You're going to the show. See Steel Panther. You got that thunder cunt. We need to do it now. Let's do this. Did you know that before we go, I'm going to leave you on this cliffhanger. There's an AC/DC gay cover band.
Gacy DC.
AC/DC. I'm not kidding. There's a fucking. I think the singer's name is Brian Johnson. I think that's the name of the singer. And I think like there's Anus Bone, I think is the fucking guitarist. If not, that should be his name.
Dude. The wife's father-in-law is a huge AC/DC fan. I should totally book Gacy DC to play his birthday party as a joke.
This is like the best AC/DC cover band. And he's like, yeah. And they're gonna fucking come out. Do it. What would make that better is get him male strippers too.
Oh God.
Yes. A fanny fart is another good word, or as they call it, a queef. But a fanny fart. Have you ever had a woman queef?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. Just keep
Pretty
going.
fun.
Get all that air out of there, sweetheart. I'm gonna eat it soon. Anyway. All right, Gorak, you should return soon. We
Yeah.
missed you. We missed you.
Well, miss
I,
you
I
guys as well.
I love all you guys. We got to sign off. It was another great episode. I know our talk was probably boring today because everybody's like, "Oh, music, oh," but
Well, tough.
Yeah.
it is.
Tough titties.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all. See you next week. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that fucking subscribe button. It's down in the corner. Hit it, subscribe, like, leave a comment, do whatever you want to do.
And
Tell us
follow
how
my
bad.
Instagram page.
Yes. Follow the Gorak's Instagram page. Follow him. He's
Got
going to
some
be
killer covers up. So.
he's trying to beat the Rock in followers.
And it's slowly not getting there.
But yeah, subscribe. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments, whether positive or negative. Tell us we fucking suck. We don't care. We love you guys. Remember, live long, rock hard, rock and roll, guys. Till next time.